this time it's Optelic. Gurkhas used a reinforcement company with Royal Irish, and also Queensland Gurkha Transport Regiment used in Optelic. And then fighting, or the fighting side of the brigade, it now gets used more and more for peacekeeping duties. They moved to Bosnia in the 1990s, and this is UOGTR again. Kosovo, East Timor, Sierra Leone, Macedonia, so from Gurkhas being on parade in the 1980s with only perhaps one campaign medal, now Gurkhas go on parade with a chest full of medals because of the deployments all around the world, and they're used more and more and more. And here, QOG-TR used in Cyprus, serving with United Nations. And of course, Operic, and here we are, QOGLR, on operations in Operic, and also Rana, who works here as one of our assistants at the museum. There he is serving with RGR in Operic. I always put, where I can, members of staff in our place. I think that's good. You'll see another one in a minute. This is Lance Corporal Tuljan Gurum, who I put him up because he's the most recent Gallantry Award winner with the brigade in Afghanistan. And it's also because of the use of unit heritage officers in each of the units. I think yours is Captain Basanta, who's now unit heritage officer. They liaise directly with me at the museum to make sure you are properly represented at the museum. Okay, so one RGR unit heritage officer and we got together, and the unit heritage officer made sure that encouraged Lance Corporal Tuljan Gurum to give us 2 items, okay, which I'll show you later. But Lance Corporal Tuljan was on guard duty, and he challenges two individuals who then immediately open fire on him in his Sanger. He's shot through the front of the helmet, which smashes him back, knocks him back onto the floor, stunned. He comes round, and there's a grenade bouncing across the floor of his post. So he picks that up, throws it out, and that explodes as he's throwing it out, blows him back again, stunned. He comes round. This time one of those that fired on him, one of the Taliban, has now climbed into the Sanger, and he's just about to have a go at him. So he's got no room to bring his rifle about, so he draws out his kukri. The 2 of them engage in a struggle, and they fall out of the post onto the floor, about 9 meters, I believe. And then the other Taliban joins in, and then he fights them both off with his kukri, and they flee off to tell their chums how good Gurkhas are. And because the unit heritage officer and Lance Corporal Tuljan had this relationship with the museum, Lance Corporal Tuljan presented his combat helmet that he was fired at, with the bullet going through and coming out of the back. And also presented the kukri that he used to fight off the Taliban insurgents. And these are going to go on display down in the museum in Operic. So one RGR will be represented for Operic, and I'd like to